Everybody, how you doing? You might hear my kitty cat. She's in my lap right now, and she's been laying here cleaning and kind of curling up. It's really cold over here, so she's all curled up. Okay, so I'm gonna, this just popped up on my, just on my Google stuff. I get some Idaho news and stuff, and this one right here is about the Phoenix, the university. So Idaho ruling helps clear the way for a controversial University of Phoenix acquisition. So the ruling clears the way for it, huh? Interesting. So look at those icicles on those, on the signs there. And it's kind of cool looking, actually. I'm not going to read that small print. Well, yeah, I am. First of all, I'm going to read the bottom part where this could mean that major breakthrough for the University of Idaho's controversial bid to purchase the University of Phoenix, a private online school, for nearly $700 million, you guys. Okay, it was just $500 million, and that was a lot. Now it's gone up to $700 million. That is crazy. So, the University of Idaho said Wednesday it would move forward with its planned affiliation with the for-profit University of Phoenix in a nearly $700 million deal after a judge dismissed the state attorney general's lawsuit alleging the deal was done in violation of an open meeting law, which a while ago, now I did read that a while ago. I read a big old long thing on it, and I didn't record it or do anything like that, and God only knows where it's at now. But it was several people had gotten together in this one meeting, and they were very upset, put it that way, about how it went down. And I found that really interesting. That that it was so private, like they did it, so, so it was so sneaky. And why would I think that was anything other than that? Because that's the way they are. They've already shown us that part of them. So I don't know why it surprised me, to tell you the truth. Probably because it was the first time I had heard about it, and I didn't really know anything about it at that point. So, Attorney General Raul Labrador failed to prove the Board of Regents violated Idaho's open meetings law when considering the transaction. An Idaho judge ruled Tuesday, of course it's an Idaho judge, in dismissing Labrador's lawsuit. So I find that interesting. How is it that it's an Idaho judge who is ruling on this when this comes out of Arizona? This doesn't make no sense. The university hailed the decision as a victory for both the board's executive session practices and for access to higher education in Idaho. The lawsuit has been one of the biggest impediments to closing the deal. We look forward to completing our affiliation with the University of Phoenix in the coming months and bringing this unique opportunity to the citizens of Idaho, said the statement from University spokesman Jody Walker. Well, not her again. Higher education has never been more important than now as we work to meet the workforce needs of our state. So, the deal is the latest attempt by troubled for-profit schools to cleanse their reputations after investigations into deceptive practices and faceless regulation as nonprofits. Now, what's it again? To cleanse their reputation after investigations into deceptive practices and faceless regulation as nonprofits. So now it's a for-profit and it was a nonprofit? Is that what? I'm not too up on this, you guys. I'm just going to read this to you. If you have comments, please put them in there, because there's a lot about this particular stuff that I don't understand. So it would be helpful to me. So anyway, attorney and a longtime critic of the pro-profit college industry. So says this one. Okay, so Washington State D.C. attorney. It looks like a cop. Why Idaho wants to buy a little harder to understand. Why Idaho wants to buy is a little... During the meeting open to the public last year, the board unanimously voted to approve the creation of a nonprofit entity that will acquire the operations of University of Phoenix. In other closed-door discussion, the board reasonably believed it was in competition with one or more public agencies in other states to acquire the University of Phoenix, which allowed for an executive session. Direct Judge Jason Scott's ruling. That's what it was. Is that I remember reading it now. Is that they were upset because Idaho like slid in there before everybody else and did this whole behind the scenes type, meeting anonymously. And I think that's what that's the one I read they were really upset about. So the ruling will lead to far less government transparency and accountability, Labrador said in a statement Wednesday. This is bad for Idaho citizens, and it defies the entire purpose of the law. We are looking closely at all appellate options to ensure Idaho's open meetings law remains a bulwark for openness and government accountability. Labrador, that makes me laugh inside every time I say it for some reason. Probably because I'm thinking of Cheech and Chong, it's got Labrador in it. Labrador complained the board kept details of the deal secret until the last moment and decided to purchase the University of Phoenix despite fines for deceptive and unfair practices. Yeah, that's right. The University of Phoenix was among the for-profit schools involved in a 2022 settlement to cancel federal student debt. Oh, for former students who applied for debt cancellation because of alleged misconduct by the schools. All right, now that's making a little more sense there now. I wonder what all the misconduct was. I'm sure it'll come out. But in 2019, the University of Phoenix reached a record $191 million settlement to resolve Federal Trade Commission charges that the institution used deceptive advertisements that falsely touted, I think, its relationships and job opportunities with companies such as AT&T, Microsoft, and the American Red Cross. The University of Idaho has failed to deal as expanding educational access to... The University of Idaho has hailed the deal as expanding educational access to adult learners who seek online programs. University of Phoenix serves primarily working adults. U of I will remain Idaho's land-grant residential university serving primarily traditional learners. Okay, now I'm getting a little bit more of how this is going. So that basically it's like the in-home, like you learn out of your home. Basically you're on, in a college setting, you're, just like online learning. So, okay, for higher, for older people. Just tell them what it is. Tell exactly how it is for older people. The two will retain a separate operational structure. Each will have its own president and leadership team, the University of Idaho said. I'll be curious to see who the president of that one is. Maybe it'll be Fry's wife. Haha. Representatives of the University of Phoenix didn't immediately respond to an email from the Associated Press seeking comment Wednesday. The Deputy Attorney General advising the board had approved the executive sessions as compliant with Idaho's open meeting law, the judge's ruling noted. State Board President Linda Clark said they will seek payment of legal fees by the Attorney General's office. Wow. Not like they don't have enough money as it is, right? But they did just spend up $700 million. Well, actually, they didn't spend any of that money, from what I understand how that works. So, anywho, well, that's interesting. Okay, well, I'm going to pop this on there, and I'll put the link in there so you guys can check it out. You might want to click on these little things in here, but I'm going to get this one on because I'm working on another video. So what I'm doing right now is I am taking all the characters that were down at the grub truck, and I'm going to individually make their own little video. We're going to take a look at them and what they might have meant to why they were there, if we even know at all, what involvement did they have with other people, just kind of like what they've got up on social media. That's what I'm going to show you in a nutshell. Okay. And I'm going to start with Molly. Yes, I am. All right, you guys have a good one. I'm going to pop this on real quick.